Hi everyone, and welcome to Dialogue, the dialogue on analog music reproduction. In this video, we're going to talk about record cleaning. Everything that regards the dry and the wet cleaning on a budget to clean your records and obtain optimal sound. Let's take a look. Okay, as I was saying, we're going to have two main aspects in this video. We're going to talk about how to clean your records before playing them with a dry solution, but also when you buy those used records, which are kind of dirty, someone also cleans the new records as soon as they buy them. That's a good habit. I'm not going to do that, but it's a good habit. And in that case, you need a wet cleaning. So, let's try to understand what are the solutions we have here. When you put a record on your platter, it's always a good idea to clean the record before playing it. There's always going to be some dust due to the build-up static. Just in general, if you put it back in a used sleeve, which maybe was dirty, and in general, in the air, there's always dust particles. So it's always a good idea to do that. Otherwise, it sums up during time, and your record's going to start to click and pop and things like that. And a good record does not click and pop, absolutely. So then we'll take a look in detail on the turntable. The number one solution is and will always remain a simple carbon fiber brush. Yes, I mean, this is the first instrument you need to have. It doesn't cost that much. It costs just a few dollars, a few euro. And you can find it anywhere on Amazon, etc., online. And this is the starting point of everything. You don't need strange things, strange gizmos. I mean, this is the basic. You can do a lot of it already with this, and I highly recommend this type. There's also other typologies, very famous typologies, like the super ecstatic brush. As you can see, there's a lot of dust on it because I don't use it. There's a velvet section in the middle with carbon fibers on the two sides, but I think that this part, the velvet part, just drags around the dirt. It's not very useful, I think. It just sometimes it gets worse, and it creates some kind of pressure on the dust particles, which may scratch the record ultimately. So I think this is the best solution to start with. Apart from that, another solution which I highly recommend, especially if you're going to play a lot of records and you don't have time every time to wipe them with a little carbon fiber brush, another excellent solution is the Nagaoka Rolling 152. These are very hard to find. Now this little model here actually broke. So it's kind of difficult maybe to understand how it works, but it's kind of obvious. I mean, it's just a little ruler that you pass on your records. We will see that better afterwards in detail. The Nagaoka type is very expensive. If you find it around, it goes on crazy prices, so forget about it. Other solutions are out there now finally. Other are producing something like that, which is good because you can just clean this part in hot water. It's in soap and it's new, it's ready to go again. So I think this is an excellent solution combined with a carbon fiber brush. If you need, as I said, to do a lot of cleaning, a lot of records playing, and especially if there is a little bit too much dust, too much dirt related to a simple brush, which a simple brush can do. This will really help you. These were the main solutions for dry cleaning, and we'll take a look now. So let's take a look on how to use the brush. Let's set a record on the platter. Let's turn on our turntable, and as you can see on top of the surface of the record, there are some dust particles. We gently set the brush on the surface of the record, and we apply some pressure in order to gather up the dust.
After that, you slightly tilt the brush in order to pick up the dust. But that doesn't work always. As you can see, there is a line here of dust. So the best thing is just to set your brush, tilt it a little bit, and then slightly pull off the brush from the surface of the record, which will drag all the dust with it. And in that case, you can do it like twice or 3 times if you really want it clean. But after already once, you'll see that the surface of the record is great. Unfortunately, there's going to build up a lot of static, and I have a little trick to beat and kill all the static, is the Zero Stat Multi. This just kills off all the static from the record, and it doesn't build up any more dust. Plus, it helps the signal, the music signal. But we'll get back to this little guy in the future. Another solution, as we said, is the Nagaoka or similar rulers. We just have to put it on the surface of the record and gently apply some pressure in order to gather and pick up all the dust or dirt, also dirt that is stuck inside the grooves. You have to press, you have to roll in the direction of the grooves, not against grooves. You have to go parallel to the grooves, and that will greatly help you in cleaning perfectly your records. Here we go.
Okay, so let's take a look now at the wet solutions to effectively clean your records on a budget, not spending a lot of money. I mean, there's so many solutions to do that. The best one is cavitation, which is used to clean, for example, jewelry and things like that. That's very expensive, and that's the best of the best. Obviously, we're not going to even try something like that. I just want to show you an image of something similar to what I'm talking about. But we're instead going to try the basic tool to clean records in a wet way, which is the Disco-Antistat by Knosti. Now, this is an old model. I have this since probably the early 2000s. So you're probably not going to see something like this around. Now that it's yellow, I think, there are other models. But this is an excellent solution because, as we will see afterwards, this little guy in action is just a very simple piece of plastic, as you can see, which has a little brush inside. I think you can see it. And you fill it up with a solution. You clamp your record in here. You clamp your record in here, and you put it here, and you just turn it around, and that's it. I mean, that's done. I know it looks cheap. It is kind of a piece of ugly and very rough plastic, nothing special, but it works, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. As I said, you're gonna have to put some liquids inside. The basic liquid mixture that comes with it, it's excellent. I think it's very good, but after a while, obviously, it's gonna become dark. This is already starting to get darker. Another excellent solution is this one, although I think it's worse. Or something more concentrated, for example, like the record cleaning liquid. This is also pretty good. You just have to add water, and again, you have your mixture in a large bottle, which you can reuse and reuse. The important is to filter back the solution. When you put it back inside, you have to put this kind of filter with paper pads, which come together with the Knosti, and in that way the liquid will last much longer. But let's take a look. Okay, so here we have the base of our Knosti. As you can see, it's empty now. Here you can see the little brushes ready to clean our record. So, as we said, we're gonna pour its liquid inside on both sides, in case it doesn't passes evenly. Okay. At this point, we have to get a dirty record as this copy of Songs of the Wood, which unfortunately it got here very dirty. So let's take it out, and at this point we have to insert it here. As you can see, there's also an adapter for 45s. We don't need that. So we take our clamp, we insert it this way, and we close it like this on the other side. Don't close it too tight, otherwise you'll start to kind of ruining the surface of the record. Although you do have to close it a little bit tight, otherwise water is going to get in and get the label a little wet. That's going to happen eventually a little bit, but don't worry, when it dries up you're not even going to notice. So what happens? You just insert it inside like this, very simple, and then you start turning your little record. A little bit in towards left, and then afterwards towards the right. And actually that's it. That's about it. At this point, you just have to take your record and you make it dry. Where do you make it dry? Let it set to dry. It's very easy. Underneath this little Knosti thing, we have, voila, there it is. It's a little rack where the record can dry. Someone cleans it with water afterwards. I do not recommend that unless you're using special water for ironing water, for example, that doesn't have any minerals. Otherwise, you're going to have a stain on the surface. And you just leave it like that, 5 minutes, and the record is good to go. I suggest to do at least a few records altogether, because you don't want to set this up every time just for one record. So do at least 4 or 5 records. It depends, obviously. You can do whatever you want. This is just a suggestion. And that's it. Then we're ready. Remember to pour back the liquid inside your container with the little filter. Like that. And you just pour it back in. There are some paper, very fine grained paper, special kind of paper, which will hold the dirt particles. And that's it. You're good to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please click the thumbs up or thumbs down if you liked or you didn't like this video. Subscribe if you're following me and you like these videos, and hope to see you soon, guys. Bye.